Hi guys, my name is Johanna and today I'm doing a video about my experience at LCF, London College of Fashion, where people like to go to obtain their fashion degrees. And I studied BA fashion photography. I finished 1 year ago, so I thought I could provide with a little reflection and with a little info about the course, because this is something that I would definitely appreciate to know before I started this degree. So let's get into it. It's a 3 years bachelor degree, and you don't focus only on fashion photography, but you also focus on like any sort of imagery that is fashion related. But I would say that it's mostly fine art. Don't come here for commercial stuff because it's still very artistic, and you focus not just on still imagery, but also you get to do video and you get to do new media, so a little bit of 3D. I know we did have workshops also on virtual reality and like new technologies, so you won't be doing just still imagery, which I think is a good thing because you should know more things, and you can also kind of learn about different roles like casting, production, obviously filmmaking, or creative direction, art direction, anything like that. So yeah, then I kind of wanted to break down the years. The first year was very much focused on still imagery, on photography. um Also, we had culture and historical studies for 1 semester, so that was kind of a brief intro into uh, the history of fashion and photography and art. In the second year, we focused on film and new media, and in the last unit, I think you could choose between having an exhibition or going to do a placement. And in the third, you focused on your individual art practice and dissertation. I personally really enjoyed the final year when it was really focused on your artistic practice. First year and second year were very much like focused on developing your skill and just producing a lot of work so you can kind of realize what you like and what you don't like. I wanted to talk about some positives and negatives, so I'll start with the positives about the course. The first one is that the course is manageable to do with a work experience or a job, uh, which is actually great because you really need to start working in the industry as soon as you can. The competition is high, and in order to get a paid job, I think you might have to do some unpaid work experience. So this is great. You can start assisting, or you can work as a runner somewhere. So this course allows you to do that. The second point I have here is that the projects are long enough to like dive in and like actually learn. Like maybe you want to learn with a new software, or they can make a really big research piece or something. So I think the units are usually 3 months long, and it gives you enough time to explore it. While I know that at other universities the pace might be faster and everything is just done like really on a surface level. So I think this is great. I think the another positive about this course is that you get to try various things within the field, from photography, obviously, filmmaking, 3D design, to retouching, production, casting, because you have to do the things on your own. You can obviously collaborate with other people, but I think if you do it yourself, you really understand what each role contains, and it gives you the nice basics that you need to understand how the industry works. and it also gives you idea what you might want to do after uni, because obviously not everyone stays to do photography. I went for a bit into publishing and photography. Now I work in production, and I've been really enjoying it. So I think it's good to like keep your mind open in terms of what you would like to do in future, and the course really gives you that option to, you know, explore different kind of roles. Another point that I have here is possibility to focus on what you want. So of course you have to still, you know, you have units where you have to submit moving image, there's units where you have to submit new media stuff, but in the final year it doesn't have to be photography, it can be film, it can be new media, it can be magazine, it can be anything really. So I think it's great that, you know, they don't really force you to do things, they like force you to try different things, but then whatever you choose to like stick with, you can do. So I think that's really great. And then what I really liked about the course as well is that they invite a lot of external speakers, a lot of practitioners from the industry, and you know, for me it was really great to like talk to someone who works for an agency, and you know, we had this lady or a girl from Naunas as well visiting, and we had like other so many like photographers or filmmakers who kind of went to share their stories. Some of them were good, some of them weren't, you know, some of their lectures weren't as useful, but still, like, I clearly remember that some of the feedback I've received was really useful. Another thing about that is good about LCF is that it's like joined with business school, and if you are maybe planning to start your business, they provide workshops on like how to start your business, and like, you know, financial advices and like business advices and marketing stuff. So that was actually great for me because I attended these workshops, and I'm sure that's also pretty unique to like LCF and not the whole UAL. And also the university provides you with, you know, opportunities to like apply for awards and get some money for your new businesses. So I've applied for two and got into final in both two, and in one of them I didn't win, but I won like, you know, some small amount of money, and then the other one I won. So that allowed me to, you know, start a small business, or a business, it was more like a project. I have this publication of e-zine, so it allowed me to publish a second issue with, you know, more money behind the project. So I think it's really great that they support young people who try to start their own businesses. Yeah, I think there was like enough opportunities to try new things. Another big positive about LCF is that they have dark rooms. They have colorful dark rooms. So if you're into darkroom printing, that's probably the only university you can like do it, because I don't think at CSM they have darkroom. I think at London College of Communication they do have colorful darkrooms, but you know, the courses are a bit more commercial. So if you want to do like artsy fashion stuff, like I guess LCF it is really. And I also really like the like community that is there. You know, like so many people who are like passionate about darkroom printing. We kind of were meeting in the darkroom every day, and it was really nice. So I really like that. Then moving on to the negatives. Well, we had a lot of workshops, you know, introducing us to all sorts of different things, from like analog photography to retouching to lighting, filmmaking, and I found the workshops that we had like not good enough. It was also probably because we were like 20 students per one tutor, and yeah, and I think the workshops might have been too short, or there might have not been enough of the workshops. So we would always stick to the beginner level. which, you know, wasn't really helpful because we usually knew the beginner stuff, but we wanted to like learn more and expand our knowledge. And yeah, I just feel that wasn't enough. Another point for the negative things is insufficient theoretical education. I feel that the culture and historical studies that we had just, you know, wasn't enough. As much as I like love them, and I love doing research, and I love um educating myself, and this is also the main bit why I came to uni, you know, to get the theoretical knowledge of like the art, um which, by the way, so many people in our course hate. They hate the academic part. But let me tell you one thing: if you don't like the academic part, don't go to university, because, you know, this is like the main thing why you there. But yeah, coming back to the thing that I wanted to say is that we just didn't have enough seminars. We didn't have enough lectures. We basically had only half year of culture and historical studies in the first year, then half of year of the culture and historical studies in the second year, and that one was very specific. So you could only choose from like, I don't know, 5 different themes. Like I chose fashion media. I know there was fashion film. I know there were other subjects about, I don't know, like visual communication and things, and all of them sounded super interesting, but you could only attend one. So, you know, I guess you could learn the rest in the library, but honestly, I found the seminars and writing essays like the best way how to learn and like to develop your critical thinking and to expand your knowledge. And there just wasn't enough of it. So I would really appreciate if, you know, there is at least like, if, you know, if there is so many people who don't like it, if there is an option for you to like join, you know, other seminars, but you couldn't because simply they were running in the same time, or, you know, there would be just too many people um for like one tutor. So yeah, I think that wasn't fun. And obviously, just adding to that, in the third year we had dissertation, which was great, and I really enjoyed that. So it wasn't all bad. I really enjoyed writing my dissertation, and I got really good support from my tutor. But yeah, I felt like the academic stuff, you know, it wasn't as good, because, for example, I came from a very like academic focused high school, and we didn't have art history. And like, you know, I thought that would be one thing that will be provided at University of Arts, like having a, you know, lectures about art history, and there was nothing really. All you had to, like, you had to learn it from library. Another point is that the studios we had at LCF were not equipped well, and I think that's like a major issue, because like, especially going to, you know, now when I work in the like professional world, you get to see sets with like equipment that I wasn't even aware of like that exists. And, you know, I don't know, like, how are you supposed to learn it at uni on a professional level if you just have softboxes pretty much? There's only like a limited amount of setups that you can do with the equipment that you have at uni. You know, the technicians there, they don't really help you. If I ask them, oh, how can I make this kind of lighting, they weren't really helpful, because they didn't know. I don't know, I think they didn't know how to make that kind of lighting, or they were too busy, you know, to explain other things to other people. So I think that was not good, and for that I would recommend just start assisting as soon as you can, because that's the only way how you're gonna learning. They're not gonna teach it to you in that course. Maybe, you know, in some other universities it works better. I also know that at CSM, I think the technicians there are a bit more supportive, but at LCF this was really lacking, and might be different. I know that the university is now moving to a new campus in Stratford. So, you know, I imagine there's a lot of money coming into that, and, you know, the studios will be probably much better. I hope they will be. So probably check that before, you know, applying. And yeah, I just wasn't happy with the equipment that we got. Another thing is that I felt like there's a lack of like networking and community because the campuses were spread out all over London, so we were in the same building as designers, so then obviously you're not gonna meet these people like, I don't know, while having lunch or something, just like, small talking. So it was kind of sad, and I think this would just be better. But again, LCF is now moving to a new campus in Stratford. Everyone will be under one roof, so I think this is gonna be like much better for the new students that go there. And then last point that I have here for the negative things is that the course wasn't like intense enough, which I would just imagine that we're gonna have like more things going on, that we would have like more units, but yeah, I felt it was quite like slow, so I feel I could have been more challenged. But I guess you can also like you can always challenge yourself, or exactly like, try to get like work on top of your studies. But still, like, considering how much money you're paying for the degree, I feel like you should be just like doing stuff all the time and producing work. And yeah, you can obviously still do that, but not that someone's gonna feedback you on that work. I really think that this course is for people who are like willing to work hard individually and like just produce work outside of the curriculum, because the curriculum doesn't like challenge you enough. So you have to do a lot of like independent work and like do things on top, and that way I think like it worked quite well. And I also must say that I really liked my third year. I feel like the course was getting gradually better. Like the first year was like interesting, but like a bit like really like beginning of everything. And then the second year was fun because you got to do film and the new media, and it was like obviously something new I've never tried before, so that was fun. And then the third year was like just focused on your practice and dissertation, and that was really really enjoyable. So yeah, that was fun. A summary, if I would do this course again, I think it really depends, because obviously for me, I was moving here before Brexit, so I could take easily the student loan, and now paying it back, I didn't have to pay upfront like a lot of international people have to do. And also for me, moving from abroad, it was kind of easier to go to uni than just coming to London and start working, because like I had no idea how the fashion industry worked, like a little bit, but I think the LCF really gave me like the like the sort of like network, like a ground, like from where I could like start off making the first steps towards like my career in fashion. So I think that was really useful. And some of the tutors were amazing, some of them were not, but I think everyone tried to be helpful. And yeah, I've met amazing people. I've met my best friends at uni, and I'm really grateful for that experience. But again, you really have to think like, for the money that you're paying, is it really worth it? Like for me, it was worth it. Also, like now I have a really nice job and I can't complain, but I also see a lot of my classmates struggling and like not getting the jobs that they want to get, and I think it's hard. So really depends on your circumstances. I cannot be telling you like if it's if you should go or not, but just like do research, listen to me, listen to other people talking about like their courses and their universities. I've heard that people doing fashion communication at CSM are a bit happier with their course. So I think it's because it's more intense, and you get to collaborate a lot with like CSM designers. So I think that's quite good, and that's what you need, and that's what LCF is missing. On the other hand, CSM doesn't have dark rooms, and if you want to do darkroom printing, LCF is pretty much the only uni you want to go to, I think. So yeah, I think this is everything. I hope this was helpful. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have. And I'll see you next time. Bye!